Sunday, September 11th, and not a lot of wind out. So today's project is going to be looking at anchor chain. Latitude adjustment has 80 feet 80 feet of 5/16 grade 43 chain, which is the high tensile chain. And this is the end that was hooked up to the anchor, and it had a little bit of rust, so I was going to cut these links off and shorten it a little bit. But as we started inspecting the chain, where it was hooked onto the road at the end down in the bottom of the anchor locker, it had quite a bit of rust underneath the chain there. So I could have cut that link off also. But going down the chain, looking at it everywhere, this part looks really nice. Here's a link here that has a little bit of scaling coming through the galvanized, which probably isn't a structural problem, but it's going to rust really quick. Going on, there's several places like that. Keep going. There's one area right here that is really bad. This is probably 20 feet down the chain, and you can see it is just almost not usable. So these links are really bad. We could have put a splice in here, but I was kind of worried about doing that, not knowing what kind of strength we would lose because of it. Going on down, there's several other links that have bad galvanizing. Here's another one here that's fairly in rough shape. Another section here that's worn pretty bad. Another section. So overall, it doesn't look like shortening the chain or splicing it is a good option. So sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and replace it. So we've extended our anchor line all the way up here into the shade because it's so hot out today. And we went up to boat owner's warehouse and we picked up 80 feet of brand new high tensile chain, galvanized chain. So today's project is going to be to splice the end of this line onto the chain and reroute it to the anchor. Should be fun. Alright, so the task is to get the rope onto the chain. First I'm going to cut the rope, get rid of the old nasty end of it. Cut the end of the rope, we need to separate it. And the thing I downloaded online says we have to do something like that. We'll come back about a foot. Let's come back about a foot. I'll tie the rope off. A foot or so.
It looks like a little more than a foot, but that's okay.
I guess we should really go through all of the required tools for doing this splice. Obviously, you need to have the chain,
And what
the
type
rope.
of chain is it?
This is 5/16 grade 43, which is a high tensile galvanized chain. And you need a little bit of twine to tie off on your anchor line where you're going to do the splice to. And I have my hot knife, which makes cutting the rope very nice. You could do it with something else, but this works well. You need to have a fid, which helps separate the line when you go to splice it. You need to have a Sharpie to mark the ends of the line so you know which is which, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as you're splicing. So we'll go ahead and mark these while we're playing here. That'll be dot number 1. This will be dot number 2. This will be dot number 3. So that should make it nice. I'll put back on the rope, unravel the line, and immediately it starts looking like a messy, messy job. this point, and we're going to put one of the lines, actually, we're going to put two of the lines through one side of the chain. Pull it all the way down. Just to sit nice and even in the rope. And then you're going to take the third one and go back the other way. Pull all this nice and tight. We have one line coming through one side, and we have two lines coming through the other side. And now the whole key here is to get this first loop as tight as you can. And now we're going to take the single line and pass it through somewhere down here. So if you look at the way the rope curls, it curls away and down this way. So we're going to take all of our spliced ends and stick them in from the side closest to the splice of the chain. So we're going to go underneath this one as our, actually let's go underneath this one as our first splice. And let's see. This. Take the rope and stick it through. Okay, so now we're taking the three lines through, two through one way, one through the other side, and we've looped them back through the first set of lines all the way around. Alright, so we will go, I guess, over the next line. I'm hoping this is going to get nicer as we go. Right now it looks a little messy to me. we go through, we want to tighten everything up, because if we go past an area, you will not be able to tighten it. And if you don't tighten it, the rope gets too thick, and then it won't go through the windlass, and that's not good either. Sometimes some of the strands look a little messy. You can pull individual strands to clean it up. That's what it should be looking like as we're going down the thing. So we'll go back to number 1. Now in reality, that's enough. So what we're going to start doing now is tapering these down so that we'll take off like 2 or 3 at a time. So as we keep going, the rope gets tighter and tighter going down the thing. So we'll come in here and we will cut off 3 of these on each loop. So take 1, 2, 3. And we'll try to take 3 from the underneath side. So like right here, this is going to go over the top and under the next one. So we'll take the 3 on the inside and cut them off because they'll get covered by the remaining strands. Seal them down just a little bit. All right, we're going to go ahead and take 3 more strands out. Getting closer.
A rope walks into a bar with a few friends and orders a beer. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve ropes here." The rope goes back to his table. He ties himself in a loop and messes up the top of his hair. He walks back up to the bar and orders a beer. The bartender squints at him and says, "Hey, aren't you a rope?" The rope says, "Nope, I'm afraid not." Ba-da-ba.
Say that's enough. All right, now that we have all the crosses done, and before I mess it up too bad, we're going to cut off all the end of the ropes, strands. Try to singe them here a little bit just to seal them in without damaging the outside rope. I think somewhere in this I went wrong and crisped over when I should have crossed under. say crisp because I don't know why. And that's it. That's the finished crisscross applesauce rope. Now we take some safety wire, run it through the shackle, through the pen, through the shackle, through the pen. Try to twist it in here so nobody gets their fingers caught on it. Hey. Okay, just like that. Looks brand new.